Hey, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a video, and if this one helps you out, a like genuinely means a lot to us. Let's get into it. Every video in this series has been about an item people already own and use for one or two things without realizing what else it is capable of. Today's item might be the one where the gap between what you think it does and what it actually does is the widest: aluminum foil. Most people use it to cover leftovers or line a baking tray. That is about it. The actual range of things a standard roll of aluminum foil can do is significantly longer than that, and several of the uses in this video are going to make you genuinely stop and think. 15 uses, what each one replaces, and the annual savings at the end. One note before we start: all of these uses work with standard household aluminum foil, the kind already sitting in your kitchen. You do not need heavy-duty foil unless specifically mentioned, and the quantities involved are small enough that the cost per application is negligible given a roll you already have. Number 1. Scissor sharpener. Fold a sheet of aluminum foil several times until you have a thick multi-layered strip, then cut through it repeatedly with a pair of dull scissors, at least 10 to 15 cuts in a row. The aluminum foil acts as a mild abrasive that hones the blade edges against each other with each cut, restoring sharpness to scissors that have become dull from regular use. The more layers of foil you fold, the more abrasive effect each cut produces. This works on fabric scissors, kitchen scissors, and craft scissors, and takes about 30 seconds compared to the cost of a dedicated scissor sharpener or a trip to a professional sharpening service. Replaces scissor sharpening tools and professional sharpening services at $8 to $15 per visit or per tool. Number 2. Dryer static eliminator. Crumple 2 or 3 sheets of aluminum foil into tight balls roughly the size of a tennis ball and place them in the dryer with your laundry instead of a dryer sheet. The foil balls discharge the static electricity that builds up between synthetic fabric fibers during the tumbling cycle, eliminating static cling from the finished load. The same foil balls can be reused for months, unlike dryer sheets, which are single-use, and they leave no fragrance residue on clothing or bedding, which matters for people with sensitive skin or fragrance sensitivities. Replaces dryer sheets at $5 to $10 per box across regular household laundry use. Number 3. Silver polisher. Line a bowl or baking dish with aluminum foil, shiny side up. Add a tablespoon of baking soda and enough hot water to submerge the silver items you want to clean. Place the tarnished silver directly on the foil so it is in contact with it, and leave for 5 to 10 minutes. The tarnish transfers from the silver to the foil through an electrochemical reaction. The baking soda solution acts as an electrolyte, and the aluminum acts as a sacrificial metal that attracts the sulfide compounds, causing the tarnish away from the silver surface. Remove the items, rinse thoroughly, and buff dry. Silver that was black with tarnish comes out looking as if it was just polished. Replaces silver polish paste and cleaning solutions at $8 to $15 per product. Number 4. Oven liner and drip catcher. Line the bottom rack of your oven with a sheet of aluminum foil, or place a foil-lined tray on the rack below whatever you are cooking to catch drips, spills, and cheese bubbling over from baking dishes. When the cooking is done, remove and discard the foil rather than scrubbing baked-on drips from the oven floor, which is one of the most difficult cleaning tasks in any kitchen. Replace the foil liner before the next use. This extends the time between full oven cleans significantly and eliminates the smoke from burnt residue on the oven floor that builds up over successive uses. Replaces oven liner mats, non-stick oven protectors, and reduces the frequency of purchasing oven cleaning products at $8 to $20 per product. Number 5. Pot and pan scrubber. Crumple a sheet of aluminum foil into a rough ball and use it to scrub stuck food from pots, pans, and glass baking dishes under running water. The crumpled foil acts as a coarse scouring pad that removes baked-on residue, burnt food, and grease buildup effectively without the risk of harbor bacteria that sponges and steel wool pads develop over time. Use a fresh piece for each heavy scrubbing session. On cast iron, foil scrubbing with coarse salt is a particularly effective combination for removing buildup without damaging the seasoning the way dish soap does. Replaces steel wool pads, Brillo pads, and heavy-duty scouring pads at $3 to $6 per pack. Number 6. Keep celery crisp for weeks. Wrap celery stalks tightly in aluminum foil before storing them in the refrigerator rather than leaving them in the plastic bag they came in or in an open container. The foil allows the ethylene gas that celery naturally releases as it ages to escape, which is what causes it to go limp, while maintaining the moisture level around the stalks that keeps them crisp. Celery stored in plastic traps the ethylene and accelerates its own deterioration. Wrapped in foil, celery stays firm and fresh for 3 to 4 weeks rather than the week or less typical of plastic storage. Replaces produce freshness bags, produce storage containers, and reduces celery wasted by going limp before it is used. Number 7. Makeshift funnel. Roll a sheet of aluminum foil into a cone shape, adjusting the diameter of the opening at the bottom to whatever size you need, and use it as a funnel for pouring liquids, granular materials, or small items into containers with narrow openings. The foil holds its shape well enough for most household pouring tasks and can be molded to exactly the opening size needed, rather than being limited to the fixed size of a standard kitchen funnel. Use it for filling spice jars, transferring cooking oil, pouring laundry detergent, or any situation where a funnel would be useful but one is not immediately available. Replaces the need for dedicated funnel sets at $5 to $10 per set. Number 8. Iron both sides of clothing simultaneously. Place a sheet of aluminum foil directly under your ironing board cover, between the cover and the board surface. The foil reflects the heat from the iron back up through the underside of the garment while you iron the top, effectively ironing both sides at the same time and cutting your ironing time roughly in half. The reflected heat also means you can use a slightly lower iron temperature setting to achieve the same result, reducing the risk of damaging delicate fabrics. This requires no modification to the ironing board. Simply lay the foil flat and replace the cover over it. Replaces the time cost of ironing each garment twice and reduces energy consumption from shorter ironing sessions. Number 9. Protect plant seedlings from frost. Wrap the base of young seedlings or tender plants with aluminum foil, or place strips of foil around them in the soil when light frost is forecast. The foil reflects radiant heat back toward the plant and soil surface, raising the local microclimate temperature around the seedling by enough to protect against light frost damage. This is particularly useful for tomato, pepper, and other warm weather seedlings transplanted before the last frost date has reliably passed, and for protecting potted plants that cannot be moved indoors. Replaces frost protection fleece, plant blankets, and individual plant covers at $5 to $12 per product. Number 10. Keep brown sugar from hardening. Place a folded piece of aluminum foil inside the bag or airtight container where you store brown sugar. The foil helps maintain the moisture level in the container that keeps brown sugar soft and scoopable. Brown sugar hardens when moisture escapes, and the foil acts as a buffer that slows this process. This is a less well-known alternative to the terracotta sugar saver discs sold specifically for this purpose, and it costs nothing if you have foil in the kitchen already. Replaces brown sugar saver discs and softening products at $5 to $10 per product. Number 11. Sharpen garden tools. Fold a sheet of heavy-duty aluminum foil several times into a thick strip and run the blade of garden shears, pruning scissors, or herb scissors along it in a cutting motion, the same way you would cut a piece of paper. The foil's mild abrasive quality hones the blade edge and removes the microscopic burrs that develop with use and cause cutting tools to feel dull. This is a quick maintenance method between proper professional sharpenings and extends the effective life of garden cutting tools significantly. Replaces garden tool sharpening stones and professional sharpening services at $10 to $20 per service. Number 12. Router signal director. Shape a sheet of aluminum foil into a curved parabolic form, roughly a half cylinder or a C shape, and place it behind the antenna or body of your wireless router, with the curved side facing toward the area of your home where signal is weakest. The foil acts as a reflector that directs the router's signal toward the curved opening rather than broadcasting it equally in all directions, which concentrates signal strength in the direction you need it. This does not increase total signal output but redirects existing signal more usefully, which improves connection quality in specific rooms without any additional equipment. Replaces Wi-Fi range extenders and signal booster devices at $20 to $50 per device for mild range issues. Number 13. Slide heavy furniture across carpet. Place small flat pieces of aluminum foil under the legs of heavy furniture, sofas, bookshelves, dressers, with the shiny side facing down against the carpet. The smooth foil surface reduces friction between the furniture leg and the carpet pile dramatically, allowing heavy pieces to be slid across the room with minimal effort and without the carpet damage that dragging furniture without protection causes. Once the furniture is in position, remove the foil pieces from underneath each leg. Replaces furniture slider pads and moving discs at $8 to $15 per pack. Number 14. Keep steel wool from rusting. Wrap unused steel wool pads in aluminum foil and store them in the freezer between uses. Steel wool rusts extremely quickly once it has been wet, often within hours, making it unusable after just 1 or 2 uses for most people who store it at room temperature. Wrapping in foil and freezing eliminates the moisture exposure that causes rusting and allows the same steel wool pad to be used multiple times before it degrades, significantly extending the value of each pad. Replaces the cost of repeatedly buying steel wool pads that rust after 1 use at $3 to $6 per pack. Number 15, makeshift drip pan for the grill. Fold several sheets of aluminum foil into a flat tray shape with raised edges and place it on the grill grate below meat or fish to catch dripping fat and cooking juices. The foil tray prevents flare-ups from fat dripping onto the heat source, makes grill cleanup significantly easier since the tray is simply removed and discarded after cooking, and can be shaped to exactly the size needed for whatever is being cooked. For gas grills, this also prevents fat from building up on the burner covers and drip channels that cause the persistent smoke from residue during subsequent grilling sessions. Replaces dedicated grill drip pans, grill mats, and grill liners at $8 to $15 per product. Now for the annual savings. Conservative estimates based on realistic household use across these 15 applications. Scissor sharpening, $12. Dryer sheets, $30. Silver polish, $20. Oven liner products, $15. Scouring pads, $15. Produce freshness products, $15. Funnel set, $8. Ironing time and energy saving, $20. Frost protection products, $15. Brown sugar saver, $8. Garden tool sharpening, $20. Wi-Fi extender for mild range issues, $30. Furniture sliders, $15. Steel wool replacement, $12. Grill liner products, $15. Total just over $250 a year. From a roll of foil that costs $3 to $5 and most households already buy regularly for cooking. Drop a comment with which use genuinely surprised you the most. We read every single one, and if you want us to do petroleum jelly or coffee grounds next in this series, let us know below. Hit the like button if this helped, subscribe and tap the bell if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.